Good afternoon and welcome to Knights Stadium where it's round 17 Alanic Premier League football. I'm Simon McCuskey and with me Mark Van Arken, and it's the Melbourne Knights entertaining South Melbourne in the big Melbourne derby. We're kicking off here at Knights Stadium, South Melbourne, wherever you're watching or our stream worldwide. It's good afternoon from Melbourne and the Melbourne Knights in their home red kit. South Melbourne in their traditional blue too, the away team. Matthews, Zic, curling ball, tipped out, but they're not out of trouble yet, and straight into the hands of Zanelli. Good keeping overall there. We saw Zanelli punch that ball through a crowded box and then hold on to a ball.
Filipovic just had the strike. Another chance now for Sweeney.
Sweeney whipping it in, and the free header, and that should have been the opener. Was that Colosimo? What about the ball delivered in there from Sweeney?
It was a beautiful ball, Simon. Just kept bringing it, went back to his right, and geez, it was open. The defenders weren't upon him. You're right, that should be 1-0. Drew the eye of the referee. South, what can they unlock now? Weir. Back inside South, it's hit the post. Can they clear it? They can, the Knights. Let's look at the replay. Here's Simon.
And what about the turn and shot there from Stephen Weir? Completely beat Ramin, and only the woodwork there, the post, saving the Melbourne Knights. Literally South Melbourne's first attack of the game, and it nearly results in a goal.
So now South, their first chance from the corner. That's, ooh, it came in at a sharp angle, still a chance. Weir! Stephen Weir just pushes it to the right of the goal.
And what about the delivery there from Gasparis to transfer it through? Thought he was going to have a crack himself, realised it was going to be charged down by Filipovic, and there you saw Weir again. Haven't been able to do much with them. What can the Knights conjure? Kosic's ball, it's a good one too. Missed by all. Eventually Waterson got a touch. Mugditch will be forced wide. An open goal, and Zanelli, brilliant tip out there because the goal was unguarded, and there you have it. It's a brilliant strike from Sweeney, and Zanelli couldn't do much about it, nor could Carl Recchia. It's Sweeney rather, giving the lead. Craig Sweeney for the Melbourne Knights, 1-0, and what a crack it is. Gets a second crack at it, and the Melbourne Knights with a great chance to make it a second. Cut off by Matthews. And they're living dangerously, South Melbourne, a bit lax with their defence. And the ball whipped in for a second. Wow, that would have been an amazing second from Jacob Colosimo from long range.
Jacob Colosimo here. We saw the error, pounced on it, missed the beat himself, and then just put it wide, curled it around. Even before that, from that set piece, they had Sweeney, the goal scorer, lurking at the far post. Speaking of Sweeney, looking very accomplished, decides to pull the trigger, and why not? Because Zanelli, good save, but had him worried. Might have just been travelling to the left as we have a look on the replay. But again, this guy, Sweeney, has been very impressive in the first half. South Melbourne would have liked to have done better. They had the Knights on the ropes. Now charging this one down. Good presence of mind. Still a chance, and that one has gone way over the top from Stephen Weir. It was Marinos Gasparis had the presence of mind just to cut back inside. Could he have done better, Simon?
He should have done better, and he has done better, as we'll see on the replay. And maybe did that get a touch? Well, it may not have got a touch, but it was some really good pressure once again.
Thought he might lay it off, puts it into the area, the header. Big chance there for the Knights, Simon.
And a great piece of play there from Mugditch, as we'll see on the replay. He beat Taseski, whipped that ball in, and boy, it missed everyone. I thought maybe connecting there to that cross was going to be Jacob Colosimo, not to be. Topolovic missed out with Uskok. And now playing it wide, Frontage has some targets in the box. One of them, Colosimo. He'll send it in again. Frontage. And has a great ball, but I think also some good defending there. O'Dore had the free header covered, so too Zanelli.
Yeah, we'll see it again now. Steve O'Dore, the skipper, has had plenty to do this afternoon, but he was right upon that. But Franich was good. Put it on a dime, put it exactly where they would have liked it. This is now Vasilevsky for South. There's plenty of red shirts come in. Still Vasilevsky into the middle, and he was just looking for Joyev at the back, and another chance for South. This time from Weir.
And Weir has sliced another shot across the face of goal. Danny Vasilevsky did all the hard work through 3 players. He wanted to cross that, didn't get enough power on the cross, but a player of his talent should be finishing on the edge of the 6-yard box from there.
They've been pretty good with these, although a few have sailed too deep. What can he do this time? Goes far up near post, and then that one just given a big whack by Adam Zilic.
He went for the power finish, and all it needed was the positioning, but it's still in play. Sweeney sent it in. Mugdich, not sure what he was doing there, but from long range, the ball gets sent in again. Josef Franic, the Knights 3 chances there in that passage of play and unable to convert either.
I'll tell you what, Zilic gave it a good old whack. I thought that was going to go dead, and all of a sudden, it was Sweeney again marching into the area. So I said they've been blunt in attack in the second half. Now a bit of a party trick from Zilic. Still Zilic. Will be looking for support. Gives a no-look. Pass to Colosimo. Colosimo just chips it. Just took a little bit of a bobble at the end there and didn't get as much on that as he would have liked. And that was a party trick and a half from Zilic.
It was, and Colosimo wasn't expecting it. But what about he just waltzed solo through the centre of midfield there, unchallenged. And just having a very quick look at the table, Mark, you look at every team below the Melbourne Knights and they've all got a negative goal difference, and we'll get to that in a moment as play continues. A chance here for the Knights to make it 2, and he couldn't finish.
Franic should have done better there, and he knows because he's just smacked his boots straight into the signage here.
And particularly, too, he should have done better than that, unfortunately, Mark, because, as we'll see on the replay, it was an open goal. Zanelli was set the wrong way, thinking that Colosimo was going to finish on one side of the post, and it was an open goal beckoning, and Franic couldn't finish. Taseski against the Sun. Whips it in. It's a good ball too. Punched away confidently there from Ramin. On the turn here, Topolovic. Can he buy some space? He can't. It's charged down, and it's charged down yet again. First of all, there from Zilic, and the second time from Sweeney. Ironically, 2 of the best players on the ground doing the defending there for the Melbourne Knights.
Carl Recchia did well, but not good enough. And how good was Ramin? Parried it straight into the path, but had presence of mind to send it well over the top. Odor, and now Joyev. And Steve Odor, I thought, only had the little fella shin up against him. Might have had a shout, but to be fair, wasn't looking for a free kick.
And there you have it. The Melbourne Knights are triumphant. And it's been a while since they've defeated South Melbourne, and they've sought revenge from that round 6 loss where they lost to South Melbourne by 3-1. It's a different story in round 17, and they were triumphant over South Melbourne by 1-0. From me, Simon McCuskey and Mark Van Arken, it's good night. And we'll catch you next Friday night with all the action live where it's Bentley up against Richmond.